What if galaxies weren't just stars and dust, but living messages? In part 2 of the Galaxies That Shouldn't Exist, humanity returns to the impossible, where galaxies pulse like hearts, sing like voices, and invite us into their secrets. This is a journey beyond space, beyond time, and into the unknown. Let's begin. When Earth ordered us back to the impossible galaxies, the crew's silence spoke louder than words. We all remembered the pulsing lights, the hum that crawled through our bones. I told myself it was just curiosity pulling me back. But deep down, I knew it was something more, something calling. Crossing into the anomaly again, the stars fell away like curtains parting. Galaxies twisted in knots, spirals folding into cubes, clusters glowing with unnatural fire. But this time, they weren't quiet. They pulsed as one, bright, rhythmic, alive. The sound returned, heavier, more deliberate. It wasn't random vibration. It was communication. Captain Reyes didn't flinch. "Record everything," she said. "If they want to speak, we'll listen." I pressed my palm to the dome. The largest spiral flared like an eye. It stared at me, through me. For a heartbeat, I swore it matched my pulse exactly. My fear should have made me run. Instead, I leaned closer. For the first time, I wasn't sure if we were explorers or participants in a story far older than humanity. Dr. Liang's analysis confirmed our suspicions. The galaxies weren't breaking physics. They were rewriting it. Their pulses carried mathematical codes, layered with harmonics no machine could fully decode. "They're not objects," he muttered. "They're messages shaped as galaxies." We gathered in the observation deck, watching impossible structures unfold before our eyes. One galaxy twisted into a spiral staircase of stars, leading nowhere. Another bent like a Mobius strip, glowing as though its own light bent back into itself. "They're showing us something," Reyes whispered. The hum deepened. My chest thudded in time. Suddenly, a pattern shimmered across the void. 7 galaxies aligning into a symbol too precise to be chance. It looked like a hand. No, not a hand. An invitation. I felt dizzy, like falling into eternity. The Odyssey drifted closer, though no thruster moved. It was as if space itself had nudged us forward. "They want us to step inside," Mara whispered. Nobody laughed. Nobody said no. Crossing the threshold into the pattern felt like plunging into liquid light. Reality bent. Time stretched. My thoughts scattered, then reformed sharper, clearer. The view outside changed. Stars shimmered like notes on a page. Galaxies weren't galaxies anymore. They were structures, machines, cities, vast civilizations built from light and gravity, humming with intention. I couldn't breathe, not from fear, but awe. Every shape had meaning, every pulse a word too grand for human tongues. I felt like an ant staring at a cathedral, carved into the universe itself. Reyes gripped the rail. We're inside their domain. I wanted to speak but couldn't. A low vibration resonated in my bones. Then came the melody again, rising and falling, weaving itself into something I could almost understand. Images flashed in my mind. Stars cradled like infants, galaxies sculpted like clay, civilizations born and extinguished in the blink of an eye. And through it all, a message. You are seen. For the first time, I realized we weren't alone in the truest sense. The cosmos wasn't empty, it was aware. Mara was the first to break down. She clutched her head, trembling. "They're in my mind," she cried. Liang rushed to her, scanning vitals. Her brainwaves glowed with impossible spikes. "They're communicating directly," he gasped. Then it hit me too. A warmth, not painful, but overwhelming. Thoughts not my own pressed against mine, vast and alien, yet gentle. They weren't attacking, they were sharing. I saw Earth, a blue pearl spinning in darkness. I saw our history of fire and struggle, our tiny ships clawing at the edges of the void. The galaxies knew us. They had been watching. They're telling us. I swallowed. We are children of the stars, and they've been waiting. Reyes's face hardened. For what? No answer came, only the steady pulse. But deep down, I felt it. Humanity had reached a threshold. These galaxies weren't barriers. They were gateways, and we had just opened one. Days, or maybe minutes passed. Time had no meaning here. The galaxies showed us wonders. Stars woven into lattices. Black holes chained like engines. Rivers of light carrying messages across eternity. They're builders, Liang breathed. Architects of reality itself. But if they were creators, what did they want with us? That question gnawed at me. The melody shifted again. Sharper, faster, as if urgency burned in every note. Mara translated fragments through instinct, not science. They want us to choose, to step forward. What choice? Reyes demanded. The largest galaxy flared. A corridor of starlight unfolded, stretching into infinite dark. My heart raced. I knew somehow that walking into that light meant surrendering everything familiar. Humanity would no longer be an observer of the cosmos. We would be participants. They're offering us a place, I whispered. A place among them, or a trap too vast to escape. The crew argued. Liang wanted to stay, study, understand. Mara begged us to accept the invitation, her voice raw with belief. Reyes stood silent, weighing responsibility heavier than any captain should bear. And me? My soul tugged both ways. Fear and wonder battled in my chest. But when I touched the dome again, the pulse soothed me. It felt less like a threat, more like a parent's hand urging a child forward. We've come too far to turn back, Reyes finally said. Her voice was steady. Odyssey, advance. The ship obeyed. The corridor swallowed us whole. Inside, silence. Then, light. Endless, shifting, alive. I felt myself dissolve. Not dying, but expanding. My thoughts touched stars. For a moment, I was infinite. And in that infinity, I heard them clearly. Welcome. When I woke, we were back in normal space. Ordinary stars blinked outside the dome. The impossible galaxies gone. Had it been a dream? No, something had changed. Mara's eyes glowed faintly, like starlight lived inside her. Liang's databanks overflowed with equations far beyond human science. Rhea stood taller, her silence deeper, as if she now carried a secret destiny, and me. I felt the hum still within, a thread connecting me to something greater. Earth would never believe the full story. Command would demand proof, but proof didn't matter anymore. We had been chosen, touched by galaxies that shouldn't exist. And though they vanished from sight, I knew they were still watching, waiting for the day humanity would be ready to walk among them again. The universe wasn't empty. It was alive, and now it expected us to rise.